Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to the Jason Pockrant Show. It's actually not the Jason Pockrant Show, but it would be quite awesome if that was what I called it. I'm standing here outside the spotlight because I got a quick little story I want to share with you. One of the things that I always loved most about going to the Shrine Circus here in Saginaw was always the magic and the majesty and the beauty of the circus leader, right? They call him the ringmaster. Whenever the ringmaster came flying into the circus, right? Arms flowing, his long flowing coat draped behind him, right? The crowd went wild. Like everyone lost it for the circus master, even though we had no idea who he was. He wasn't anyone special. He wasn't anyone famous. He wasn't anyone magical. But he gave off the vibe that he was worthy of talking to. He was worthy of listening to. And he was worthwhile to get to know. And I didn't really want to do this video today, to be honest with you. I was pretty fired up about it a couple days ago. And I was like, man, I'm going to post a video about that. But then I was like, no, don't be a jerk, Jason. Don't do it. But I had a positive experience on the opposite side, the flip side, that I'm going to share with you from somebody that just re-triggered enough of a reason for me to share this. So it goes a little something like this. In the past 8 years that I've been doing business, I remember two things. I remember trying to be what John Acuff famously said once before, don't try to be 40 before you're 40. And I also remember trying to be the guy who tried to act and feel and look as if he was too successful and too famous and too elusive and too unavailable more than I was. Now, that's not to say that if you are already famous and you are a super successful and you are super selective and super protective of your time, that's fine, right? But that's also not to say that there aren't individuals who are beyond successful beyond their wildest dreams, right? Successful living the life that still take the time to be there for you, to make time for you, such as Karan, such as George, such as the list goes on and on, right? So, I want to share something with you guys that has 2 points, I believe. Number one, I think it will help you on the long run, as it's been helping me, to not only serve humanity a little bit better, but also serve yourself in the relationships that you're building. So, I've been on these calls lately. The past couple weeks I've been getting on, experiencing these group calls, Zoom calls, different people. Karan's hosted a couple. Jake Anderson has hosted a couple. And what's interesting is you find people online, you connect with individuals, and you think, hey, I really like that person. I think I should try to start a relationship. I'd love to see what they're doing. I'd love to learn a little bit more. I'd love to get to know them. So I was on a call yesterday with Karan, 4 other people. One of them being Elia Finkelstein. Hope I'm not pronouncing your name wrong. And I left a couple comments on her Facebook page. We were friended a few days ago. And I didn't even realize it was her that was on the call until we got done. So I sent her a message afterwards and it went a little something like this. Hey, was that you on the call just now? Didn't even realize it. Yeah, that's me. Well, that's amazing. Love to get connected and learn a little bit more about what you're doing. Sounds great. I said, when's a good day for you? She said, let me check the calendar and I'll let you know. She messaged me back almost immediately. She said also, are there any days that are good for you? I said, Tuesdays or Thursdays, really, anytime. To which she says, let's do next Thursday, 11 a.m. CST. Will that work for you? I'll have to time convert that, but I think it sounds good. That'd be 12 o'clock noon for you. If that works, let me know your email and I'll send you over a Zoom invite so it's on your calendar. Perfect. Email sent within minutes. Email in the inbox. Zoom calendar invitation accepted, booked, on the calendar. I said, you're good, real good. She said, that's what I do. And I really thought about it, and I thought, man, we really need to stop being that Calendly link kind of guy. Because over the past 8 years of doing this internet thing, not doing business, right? Just anybody. I don't care if you're local, brick and mortar, online, whatever it is, right? Like, there's a humanity and a connection that people feel. And people feel the nuances and the subtleties of how you act and how you interact and how you engage and who you are. So, the past few weeks, right, other situations, I've met individuals on a Zoom call. We've spoken to each other. We've talked. I've messaged them, said, hey, let's chat. Sounds great. They said, sounds great. Here's my Calendly link. Book a time. And I'm like, I used to do that. I used to be that guy. And I didn't realize until now how impersonal that can really feel. Like, and it might just be me. So take this with a grain of salt. I could be completely crazy and it could just be Jason. But to me personally, and maybe you felt the same way, right? If you're looking to build a relationship with somebody and they cannot take a moment to respond to your message in Facebook or email or whatever it was, if you reach out to them, if they can't take a moment back, like Elia did, to say, hey, I'm not a billionaire. I'm not wildly successful. I'm not so exclusive that you can't reach me. I'm not the greatest thing since sliced bread that you can barely get my time. If they don't take a moment to send a message back and say, hey, how's next Thursday work at 3 or 2? How's next Wednesday? What day is good for you? Like, or to take the initiative to maybe send the email invite anyway, send a calendar invite and have someone respond to change it. I'll leave a link below in the comments here of a really ninja strategy that Brian Harris uses to book meetings with people and maintain relationships. But it just kind of struck me, right? Because it's happened to me twice now in the past 2 or 3 times in the last couple weeks. And it was just like, man, it was just a reminder of how impersonal I used to make people feel when I wanted to feel good for myself. When I wanted to make it feel like Jason was the ringmaster of his life and of his business. That I was so elusive and so exclusive, right? That the only way you could get a hold of me was to book the calendar link and find a time in my super strategic, nailed down window of availability when I was good enough or okay enough to find time to get to know you. So if you take anything away from this, what I would simply ask is that you stop for just a moment and think about the simple, small, tiny human touches that you can add back into your relationships, your communications, that are going to make a profound impact not only on you, but on your business, on your relationships, the relationships that you're growing, the relationships that you currently have, and the relationships that you're trying to begin. And keep in mind, some people are just going to be too bougie for you, and we're not going to get along with everyone. You guys might like me, you might not. But the only way we're ever going to know if we like the person we're talking to, or we're only going to know if we want the relationship with the individual we're looking to meet, is to take the time up front to put a little bit of love, a little bit of care, a little bit of thought, and a little bit of self-reflection into our actions. Because honestly, guys, your actions speak louder than your words. And sometimes you're going to get a Calendly invite from somebody and you're never going to book it because you just don't want to, because it just doesn't feel right. And that's okay. And that's okay. Because that might just not be the person that you were meant to communicate with. And that might not be a relationship that you're even meant to start, which is fine. So, all that to be said, I want every one of you guys to know that I'm doing my best and I'm trying my hardest to not be 40 before I'm 40. I'm trying not to be so exclusive and elusive and wildly unavailable before I am legitimately unavailable because I'm wildly successful and elusive and exclusive. But I want you guys to just think for a moment about the power of the relationships that you're building, that you have, that you're forming, or that you're trying to have, and just put a little extra love into it today. Put a little extra love into your email. Put a little extra love into your Facebook message. Put a little extra love into your video message. Put a little extra love into everything that you do. And then let me know what the results look like. So, if you found this helpful, I would love if you leave a comment below and let me know. Leave a comment below and let me know when was the last time someone had responded to your invitation to connect with an unsolicited Calendly link, and let me know how that made you feel. So do you agree or disagree with what I'm saying? Do you think I'm absolutely crazy? Or do you think there's something to be said about a little extra personal touch in the relationships that we want to have? So, be kind, guys. Be human. I think tomorrow I might talk about the dissonance and the disconnection, and a simple strategy that we can use, similar to what I'm talking about here, to not create distance and dissonance between us and the people we want to serve and the people we want to connect with. But that's all I have for now. I love you guys. You're all incredible. I hope you stay healthy. Hope you stay happy. You stay healthy. I'm going to finish the rest of this walk and get back in the house to work. Got a lot of things I got to work on for you guys. And I love you all. Leave a comment below. Tag a friend who needs to hear this. And I will catch you guys on day 4 of the Jason Pockrant Show. And remember, you are always the ringmaster of your life. I love you guys. Bye-bye.